following evening, as the sky donned its velvety cloak, the family gathered once again. Misharu and Mamatu, their hearts full of the previous night's tale, waited eagerly. "Father, what happened next with Enlil and King Susin?" Misharu asked, his voice tinged with anticipation. Nergal, his eyes reflecting the wisdom of ages, began. "The love between Enlil and the king was a delicate flame, burning bright yet hidden from the world." Mamitu, hugging her knees, said softly, "But how did they keep their love a secret in such a bustling city?" Nergal replied, "Ah, my child, love always finds a way. They would meet under the guise of night, in the gardens of the temple, where the shadows were their only companions." Misharu, his curiosity piqued, asked, "Did they ever talk about their love, father?" Nergal nodded. "Yes, they did. One night, as they walked amidst the whispering palms, King Susin turned to Enlil and said, 'Your presence in my life is like the stars in the night sky, constant, guiding, and infinitely beautiful.'" Mamatu sighed dreamily. "And what did Enlil say?" She looked into his eyes, the moonlight casting a soft glow on her face, and replied, "My king, my heart is a river that flows only for you, its waters deep and true." The children's friends, Enkimdu, Lamu, and Nana, joined them, their eyes wide with wonder. Enkimdu, his voice full of awe, asked, "Did anyone else know about their love?" Nergal shook his head. "Only a few trusted confidants. Their love was a sacred secret, guarded closely." Lamu, the youngest of the group, piped up, "But weren't they scared of being discovered?" Nergal's expression softened. "Fear was always lurking in the shadows, but love, my young friends, is a courageous thing. It dares to bloom even in the darkest of places." Nana, a thoughtful look on his face, said, "I think their love must have been very strong to face such challenges." "It was," Nergal agreed. "Their love was a testament to the power of the heart. Even the gods looked upon them with favor." As the night deepened, the story of Enlil and King Susin continued to unfold, a tapestry of love and secrecy, woven by the skilled hands of Nergal. The children listened, their hearts alight with the flames of an ancient romance, their minds journeying to a time when love transcended all barriers, a time when a priestess and a king dared to love against all odds. Under the starlit sky, the tale of Enlil and Susin, a love story etched in the annals of history, came alive, inspiring the hearts of Misharu, Mamitu, and their friends. In the echoes of Nergal's words, the spirit of a bygone era was rekindled, a reminder of the enduring power of love and the unbreakable bond it creates. As the cool breeze of the Mesopotamian night danced through the gathering, Nergal delved deeper into the story, his voice a soothing melody under the moonlit sky. Misharu, his imagination ablaze with the vivid imagery of his father's tale, asked, "But father, how did they manage to meet? The king must have been very busy, and the nun had her duties." Nergal leaned in, a twinkle in his eye. "Ah, that's where the intrigue deepens. They had a clever plan. Enlil would leave a small, intricately woven basket at the temple's entrance as a sign. When King Susin saw it, he knew it was safe to meet." Mamitu, her eyes reflecting the stars above, whispered, "That's so clever and so risky." "Yes, it was," Nergal agreed. "But love often walks hand in hand with risk." Lamu, his eyes wide with curiosity, asked, "What happened if someone else saw the basket?" Nergal smiled. That's where their trusted friends came into play. They were guardians of the basket, ensuring only the king knew of its true meaning. Nana, thoughtful and observant, inquired, "But what did they talk about during their secret meetings?" Nergal responded, "Their conversations were filled with dreams and hopes, plans for a future where they could be together openly. King Susin once said to Enlil, 'In a land where our love need not hide, we shall build a palace of dreams, where our hearts can soar without bounds.'" Misharu, his heart racing with the romance of it all, asked, "And Enlil, what did she say to that?" Nergal's voice softened. She replied, "In your heart, my king, I have already found that palace, where love is the ruler and we are its loyal subjects." Enkimdu, leaning closer, questioned, "Did they only meet at night? What about during the day?" "During the day, their love lived in glances and unspoken words," Nergal explained. "In the crowded streets or the temple's halls, their eyes would meet, and in that brief moment, they shared a world only they knew." Mamitu, captivated, said, "It's like they lived two lives, one in the daylight, seen by all, and one at night, seen by none." "Exactly, my dear," Nergal said. "Their love was a delicate dance of shadow and light." As the night deepened, the tale wove its magic around the children. Misharu, moved by the story, said, "Father, their love must have been so strong to survive all that secrecy." Nergal nodded. Indeed it was. Their love was like the mighty Euphrates, flowing strong and sure, carving its path through the landscape of their lives. Mamitu, her heart full of the story, asked, "But father, didn't they ever wish to reveal their love to the world?" Nergal replied, "They did, my child. But they also knew that some things are too precious, too fragile to be exposed to the harsh light of scrutiny. Their love was a rare flower that bloomed in the shelter of the night." Enkimdu, his imagination running wild, asked, "Were there ever any close calls? Any moments when they were almost discovered?" "Yes, there were," Nergal said, the tone of his voice hinting at the dangers they faced. "Once, a jealous courtier grew suspicious and followed the king, but the gods were on their side, and a sudden sandstorm provided cover, allowing the king to slip away unseen." The children gasped, their eyes wide with the thrill of the story. "And so," Nergal continued, "their love continued, a secret shared between two hearts, a bond unbroken by time or circumstance." As the stars twinkled overhead, the tale of Enlil and King Susin drew to a close for the night, leaving Misharu, Mamitu, and their friends yearning for more. In their hearts, the story lived on, a testament to the enduring power of love, a reminder that even in the face of adversity, love finds a way to flourish and grow. Under the watchful eyes of the night sky, the children drifted off to sleep, their dreams filled with images of secret meetings and whispered vows, their young hearts touched by the timeless tale of the priestess and the king. The following evening, as the cool air of dusk settled over the city, the children gathered around Nergal once more, their faces alight with anticipation. Urma, the faithful dog, lay at their feet, his ears perked up as if he too was eager to hear more. "Misharu, Mamitu, and friends," Nergal began, "tonight I'll tell you about the festival of Samas, a day that brought new challenges and joys to our lovers." Lamu, his eyes reflecting the flickering firelight, asked, "What happened at the festival, Nergal?" Nergal's voice took on a narrative rhythm. The festival of Samas was a grand affair, with the city adorned in gold and silver. It was a day when the sun god was honored, and all the city rejoiced. Enlil and Susin knew it would be difficult to meet, yet their hearts longed for each other. Nana, leaning forward, inquired, "Did they find a way to see each other?" "Yes," Nergal replied. "Enlil had an idea. She crafted two masks, one of a majestic lion and another of a graceful swan. They wore these during the festival, blending in with the other masked revelers." Mamitu, her eyes sparkling, said, "That's so clever. They could be together without anyone knowing." "Exactly," Nergal affirmed. Under the guise of these masks, they danced together, their movements telling a story of love and longing. To the world, they were just two participants in the festivities, but to each other, they were the whole world. Misharu, enthralled, asked, But father, wasn't it risky? What if they were recognized? Nergal nodded. It was a risk, but love often walks hand in hand with daring. They were careful, always aware of the eyes around them. And Kimdu, his imagination captured by the tale, wondered, what happened after the festival? Did they continue to meet secretly? Yes, they did, Nergal said. But as time passed, their love grew stronger, and so did their desire to be together openly. They began to dream of a life where their love need not hide in the shadows. Lamu, his voice tinged with concern, asked, did they ever think about running away together? Nergal sighed. The thought crossed their minds, but they knew it would not be easy. King Susin had his duties to his people, and Enlil was devoted to her service at the temple. Their responsibilities held them back. Mamitu, her heart touched by their plight, said, it's sad that they couldn't be together the way they wanted. Nergal smiled gently. True love, my children, is often laced with challenges. It's the overcoming of these challenges that makes it so powerful and enduring. Nana, thoughtful as always, asked, did anyone else come to know about their love? Nergal nodded. Yes, a wise old sage in the city, who was a confidant of the king, came to know of their secret. He saw the longing in the king's eyes and guessed the truth. Misharu, intrigued, asked, what did the sage do? Did he help them? The sage, with his years of wisdom, advised them, Nergal said. He told them, love is like the river Euphrates. It must flow freely, or it will overflow its banks. Find a way to let your love flow, lest it becomes a flood that destroys all in its path. The children sat in silence, absorbing the sage's words. Father, what happened next? Mamitu finally asked, her voice a whisper in the night. Nergal's gaze drifted to the stars. The story of Enlil and Susin, like all great love stories, had its twists and turns. But that night, under the light of the full moon, they made a decision. They decided to reveal their love to the world. The children gasped, the anticipation palpable. Nergal continued, but that, my dear children, is a tale for another night. As the night wrapped its cloak around them, the children were left to dream of masked dances, secret meetings, and the power of a love so strong it dared to challenge the norms of the world. In their young hearts, the story of the priestess and the king planted seeds of hope and wonder, a testament to the enduring power of love. As the evening breeze whispered through the streets of ancient Mesopotamia, the children gathered around Nergal for the continuation of the tale. Their faces were lit with eagerness, mirroring the flickering flames of the nearby fire. Misharu, Mamitu, tonight I will weave into our tale a story from Mesopotamian lore, one that mirrors the love of Enlil and Susin, Nergal began, his voice deep and resonant. And Kimdu, his eyes wide with curiosity, asked, what story is that, Nergal? Nergal smiled. It's the tale of Dumuzi and Inanna, a love story that has echoed through the ages. Like Enlil and Susin, they shared a love both deep and profound. Mamitu, her heart fluttering with the romance of the story, said, please tell us more, father. Nergal nodded. Dumuzi, a shepherd, won the heart of Inanna, the goddess of love and war. Their love was celebrated throughout the land, inspiring songs and poems. Lamu, his interest piqued, inquired, how does their story relate to Enlil and Susin? Both couples shared a love that defied conventions, Nergal explained. Inanna, a goddess, choosing a mortal shepherd, and Enlil, a nun, giving her heart to a king. Both relationships crossed boundaries set by society. Nana, always thoughtful, asked, what lessons did Enlil and Susin learn from Dumuzi and Inanna's story? Nergal's gaze grew distant. They learned that true love requires courage and sacrifice. Inanna descended into the underworld for Dumuzi, just as Enlil and Susin were willing to face their own trials for their love. Misharu, his imagination captured by the tale, wondered aloud, did Enlil and Susin ever fear their love might lead them to a similar fate? Yes, they did, Nergal replied, but they also believed that love, in its truest form, is worth any risk. As the night deepened, the children were entranced by the intertwining tales of Dumuzi and Inanna, and Enlil and Susin. The ancient stories of love, sacrifice, and courage filled their hearts with a sense of wonder. "Father," Mamitu said, her voice tinged with sadness, "it's unfair that love should cause so much pain." Nergal nodded solemnly. "True, my child. But remember, it is often through challenges that love grows stronger. The obstacles faced by Enlil and Susin, like those of Dumuzi and Inanna, only served to deepen their bond." Misharu, reflective, added, "It seems like love is not just about happiness, but also about facing hardships together." "Exactly, my son," Nergal said. "Love is a journey, filled with both joy and sorrow. It's the strength to face the latter that makes the former so precious." As the fire burned low, the children's eyes grew heavy with sleep. The stories of the night had taken them on a journey through the depths of love and sacrifice, leaving them with much to ponder. Nergal, seeing their sleepy faces, concluded, "And so, dear children, our tale tonight ends. But fear not, for tomorrow we shall continue in the saga of Enlil and Susin, a secret affair." The children, their minds filled with the tales of love and bravery, drifted off to sleep under the starry Mesopotamian sky. In their dreams, they walked alongside Enlil and Susin, their hearts beating in unison with the timeless rhythm of an ancient love story. As the night whispered its secrets to the slumbering city, the story of the priestess and the king found its resting place in the hearts of Misharu, Mamitu, and their friends. A tale of love that transcended the boundaries of time and place, leaving a lasting imprint on their young souls.